A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Azra Hassan. Let's start off with a look at the headlines.
Speaker informs Parliament there is no constitutional and traditional provision to make a change in the opposition leader position. Railway strike continues. Department of Railways says 10 of its trains will be in operation this evening. 100 rupees to be charged for every application made to obtain a national ID card for the first time. North Korea lashes out at US diplomats over sanctions.
On to our latest story now. Making a special announcement this morning in Parliament, Speaker Kharu Jayasuriya said there is no constitutional or traditional provision to make a change in the post of opposition leader.
On the
7th of August 2018, for many hours government opposition MPs raised issues over the post of opposition leader. Taking their views into consideration as well as the views of the intellectuals who are experts in parliamentary democracy as well as when you look at the history of our parliament, the leader of the opposition is recognized by the speaker as a leader of the political party or alliance that commands a majority number of MPs not in the government and one who represents an accepted political party that contested the general elections. As a certain number of MPs from the United People's Freedom Alliance are holding ministerial positions in the national government, as per the constitution, I am not able to recognize the UPFA MPs seated in the opposition as the opposition party. It is my final decision that as a speaker, I have no constitutional or traditional provision to make any change to the post of opposition leader of parliament at this time.
The government has decided to charge a sum of 100 rupees for every application made to obtain a national identity card for the first time. This decision will come into effect from the 1st of September 2018.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs and Environment Development issuing an extraordinary gazette states a fee of 250 rupees will be charged from the 1st of September for the issuance of duplicates of amended identity cards under the Registration of Person Act. In addition, a fee of 500 rupees would be charged in respect of the duplicate of an identity card.
The Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs and Environment Development, speaking in Colombo, commented on the creation of new employment opportunities.
The government was selected giving the people big hopes on creating new jobs. Many are left helpless due to unemployment. When we took over government on the 8th of January 2015 and 17th August of 2015, we had those aspirations. Employment is a way of surviving, be it in public sector, the private sector or even self-employment. There was a time when investors did not arrive in the country. Things started to change after 3 years.
Today,
They started the strike citing that a cabinet paper was not produced in cabinet that morning relating to their salaries and salary anomalies. Since it is only relating to drivers, we have not decided to stop the increase. There are many others who need salary increases. Things cannot be done overnight. When there are vacancies, we can issue the gazette calling for applications.
A small van was completely destroyed in a fire following an accident that took place in the Palvehera area on the Dambulla-Habrana main road.
A van flying from Habrana to Dambulla had collided with a car and thereafter veered off the road and caught fire. 2 people were inside the van at the time and they were admitted to the Dambulla base hospital. Our correspondent said 1 person is in critical condition. Three people were inside the car at the time of the accident and they only suffered minor injuries. The car and the driver were taken into the custody of the police. The Dambulla police are conducting further investigations into the incident.
An individual died in an accident that occurred in the Hungama area along the Katharagama-Colombo main road.
The accident occurred around 1:30 a.m. when a bus plying from Colombo to Katharagama veered off the road and fell into the Nonagama River. The deceased was a 32-year-old resident of Katharagama New Town. The remains of the deceased is currently lies at the Hambantota General Hospital. Our correspondent said rest of the passengers have sustained injuries. Hungama police have arrested the driver of the bus and are conducting further investigation into the incident.
The Ministry of Education signed a Memorandum of Understanding today for the development of English language education in Sri Lanka.
The MOU was signed with the US Peace Corps for its volunteer teacher program. The Peace Corps is a volunteer program run by the United States government. The MOU was signed between Minister of Education Akila Viraj Karyavasam and US Peace Corps Country Director Christine B. Besks.
Our mission is to develop competent citizens, keeping with the global trends through innovative and modern approaches. So I thoroughly believe that this project will help us to achieve our future goals of the ministry. We need immense support to improve the English language education in Sri Lanka. Also, we need your cooperation to develop the language skills of teacher trainees, and I believe that Peace Corps volunteers are capable of this imminent task.
We believe that mastery of English creates economic opportunity by increasing an individual's employability in the global marketplace. And in the Sri Lankan context, we believe that the English language can serve as a bridge between Sri Lanka's linguistic communities, a common language of communication to increase mutual understanding.
The signing of a new Memorandum of Understanding confirms our joint commitment to support English language education in Sri Lanka. As Sri Lankan students and teachers improve their English language skills and teaching methods, our volunteers will learn your languages and become a part of your family and community.
On to one of our headline-making stories. Now, the Railway Control Room said mission Controllers Union. The trains are operated from Mathura, Golkandi, Chilau, Rambukana, Mahawar and Avisavela to Colombo Fort Station. The control room noted that 2 other trains are also expected to be operated this afternoon. The sudden strike action, launched without prior notice, demanding the salary of railway employees be increased up to the M2 salary level of the state sector, is still ongoing for the 3rd day. The Sri Lanka Transport Board said that around 6,000 buses covering all areas of the island have been deployed to provide transportation for passengers. Manager of Operations at the SLTP, R.T. Chandrasiri, said passengers who have already bought railway season tickets can travel on SLTP buses free of charge. Meanwhile, the government is considering declaring the railway service as an essential service. Deputy Minister of Transport Ashok Abesinghe has said the gazette notification in this regard is currently being prepared. The Deputy Minister noted railway service will have to be made an essential service, taking into consideration the inconveniences faced by the general public.
The people don't have money. The economy is down. Passengers buy the season ticket to travel by train. The government is not being responsible enough. They said buses will be in operation, but I don't see any. 75% of the passengers take the train from Gampaha. Is there a bus here? This is a complete facade. We have dispatched more than 100 additional buses in several parts of the country. We usually have around 1,400 buses from Fort. In addition to that, we are hoping to dispatch 100 more buses after 3 p.m. In the meantime, I am also making arrangements with the Sri Lanka Army to get around 25 to 30 buses to function.
The politicians also commented on the ongoing railway trade union action.
Why are they engaged in a trade union action? That aspect must be looked into. They increased pay for independent commissions, the AG's department, judges and those in universities. This creates an issue. This shows the inability of this government.
වර්ධනයේ පදනම දුම්රිය රියදුරන් හා දුම්රිය රියදුරු සහායකයන් අතර.
The issue over the railway strike is the difference in grade of the drivers and assistants. It must be solved internally through dialogue. The government was represented by the ministers and the matter was discussed by the wages board. Rather than solving the matter via dialogue, they engaged in strike actions for every single matter. So actually, who falls in trouble from this? It is the working people. This is not the conduct of the responsible trade unions. They need to act responsibly. If not, the people will respond.
සමිතිවල වැඩ නෙවෙයි ඒ නිසා ඒ අය වගකීමෙන් හැසිරෙන්න වෙනවා නැත්නම් ජනතාවටත් මේවට පිළිතුරු දෙන්න වෙනවා.
And that's the wrap of Lunchtime News. For the news team, I'm Azra Hassan. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.